Today on the channel, we got a bonus toy news once again. This time, Mattel reveals for September 2025.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here for a bonus toy news video. As today we're covering all the September reveals from WWE, Mattel, and of course the Mattel Creations website. Every single month they do some reveals over there of some kind for wrestling. And today was a big one, and I don't remember them saying, hey, stay tuned Friday for some reveals. Maybe I missed it. I was on the road this week for work, but today, here we are with a little bonus. As in full transparency, you'll see the toy news. I already filmed that, so I'm going for a bonus video right here. So you want to check this one out. You'll want to check out the toy news as well along the way. But we're going to dive into it. We're going to dive into all these reveals right here. Got my handy dandy iPad ready to go. And we're going to see what all the fuss is about with Mattel reveals this September 2025 on the eve of Batman Day. Oh, Batman Day. Stay tuned to Kyle Peterson 2.0 tomorrow for Batman Day. But let's dive into it. And this one, very timely, as Ringside just started shipping this set out. It is WrestleMania 2026 wave. Can you believe it? WrestleMania lineup coming at us already. We got Seth Rollins, no stranger to a WrestleMania, as we do know. Stardust, this one I'm really excited for. You know me, face paint, sign me up all day long. But this one looks really, really good. And I'm glad we got a new color combination for Stardust. Stardust might not be Cody's favorite gimmick of all time. I understand why, but very toyetic, and this one looks very cool with the whole outfit and everything else. So can't wait to dive into that one. We're throwing it way back to what? WrestleMania 3? Was that Jake the Snake? Of course, Jake the Snake, no stranger to the Elite line. It seems wild since he's been a part of AEW, but when was the last time he was on AEW TV? Has it been like a year basically at this point? So not sure what's going on there, but we got Jake the Snake coming from WrestleMania 3, and then John Cena. We're celebrating Cena. You know that's going to go into next year as well. So we got another John Cena to celebrate, I guess. And now the Build-A-Figure on this one, a little bit controversial for some people. It is Sam Roberts. I don't begrudge him for getting this. It probably wasn't his idea. It's not like he had the power with Mattel. You make my figure. But it is very cool for Sam Roberts. And honestly, I might try to get two of these so I can display the modern day Sam Roberts and the throwback Sam Roberts. So we'll see how that ends up going. Might be able to get this Build-A-Figure a little cheaper than some of the other ones over the years. You know, people want the Disciple and Virgil. There's a lot more collectors for that than there is a Sam Roberts. But we'll see what happens. But I'm not opposed to trying to track down some Build-A-Figure parts to make another version of Sam Roberts for my collection. Represent both eras, because let's be honest, we're probably not getting any more Sam Roberts figures in the future. But this set, shipping from Ringside right now, use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But speaking of Ringside, we go to another retailer, Target. Beautiful this time of year, right? Yeah, sure, why not? Target, though, Elite 3-pack Roddy Piper, Cowboy Bob Orton, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, an amazing 3-pack we saw for the first time at San Diego Comic-Con this year. This one really knocked me over. A very, very cool set. Cannot wait to get this one in hand. Supposed to be shipping first of the year. We'll see how that ends up going. Still waiting for the current Hall of Champions to go on clearance so I can get a second pack of that. But have to imagine that clearance is coming very, very soon. But this 3-pack should be a good one. It'll be very interesting to see how this one sells out there at retail. Paul Orndorff, Cowboy Bob Orton don't really set the world on fire, as we know. Piper, a little bit hit and miss, but I think it's been a little bit a while since we've had an Elite. I think that'll help. Having the Piper's Pit set should help, so it'll be interesting to see if this set sells better than the Hall of Champions set that, at least in my area, is not moving. But I'm very excited for stuff like this. Would love to see some other stuff in the future. Can we get a Brother Love set with some characters? A lot of opportunity, a lot of meat on the bone for Mattel with these 3-4-pack sets in the future. Diving back over to Ringside, we're all over the place here. Defining moments. We got Jey Uso and CM Punk. Jey Uso, we've had a lot of Jey Usos. It's hard to make Jey Uso figures feel special at this point here. However, this one feels special. You got the big foam-fingered hands. That's something different. That's something very cool. I am here for that. I can see people using those with other toy lines, have it as people in your audience and things. So I do like that here for the Defining Moments Jey Uso. And then the CM Punk, we saw this. I believe we saw both these at San Diego Comic-Con this year. This CM Punk, very cool because it's from the dark match against the Road Warriors. I don't know if that's necessarily a defining moment. He was a jobber against the Road Warriors, but I guess very cool moment in time is what that is. And CM Punk, a guy, no stranger to action figures, as we know. So to get another one, not always a bad thing. And guess what? It's probably going to sell. And I can see a lot of people using this as Ring of Honor CM Punk in their collection. But it looks pretty cool. Now we turn our attention over to Elite 122. New style packaging on these. We've already seen it with the Royal Rumble set we unboxed on the channel. But 122, first time in the line? No, kind of though. First time since he was back from AEW. We got the old school NXT line Elite, but now we're getting a traditional Elite in the traditional line of Andrade, but last time in the line Andrade, as he is no longer with the WWE. So first time, last time in a lot of ways for this one. He will come with a first time speed title. So have to imagine a lot of people getting this for Andrade, but a lot more people wanting it for the speed title. So beware on figure swappers on this one is what I will say. It'll be interesting if there's going to be how well that'll sell on its own, or if the speed title will make it, or if it'll be one of those things where you got people that want it for the speed title, you got people that want it for the Andrade, that'll help put this one into normal sales. Going to be interesting to see how that one goes. A tag team I've been wanting for like 3 years on the channel. Every year for like the last 3 years, what do I want to see at San Diego Comic-Con? This has always been on the list. It is the Creed brothers. Very excited to get their first ever figures. Very cool to get Elite figures of the Creed brothers as well. So very excited to get these. Then we'll get Ivy Nile in the future. Grande Americano, he's got to be coming in the future too. You know that'll be going. Maybe 2 different versions. We'll see what happens there. But the Creed brothers, very excited to get these ones in hand. Io Sky, Io Sky is one of the most popular female performers in the WWE. To me, she's not. It's weird. I just never been on that train. My daughter was a huge fan when she was into wrestling, when she was part of NXT. Never forget seeing her right up close, jumping off the top of the cage. It's just, she's never translated over to me for whatever reason, but man, people love her. And this one looks very, very good. And I love the colorful trash can inclusion on this one. Very cool to see that Io Sky. And then a shocker here, Stone Cold Steve Austin, as we never get Stone Cold in the traditional Elite lines, but here we are, a traditional Stone Cold. Maybe not what everybody thinks of first when they think of Stone Cold, but a very cool version of Stone Cold Steve Austin, one we haven't had in the past in Elite 122. I think that is really cool. And then a modern talent, no stranger to the line, but this time with a smiling face, it is Damian Priest, of course. A Damian Priest rounding out Elite 122. Should be via Ringside sooner than later, so make sure you get your orders in over there. Use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. How about a little bit of Ultimate Editions as we keep poking around? They did show off the new Kurt Angle Ultimate Edition. This one looks really, really good. We've had a few Kurts as of late, but I think there's a lot more Kurts we need. Defining Moment Kurt should be the next one in our hand, I would have to imagine. But this one looks very good, very similar to the entrance great Once Upon a Time. But even better on this one. And all the extra heads is always nice and welcome for a guy like Kurt Angle. A lot of expression in his face over the years, as we've seen. So this will be a pretty popular one, I have to imagine. And then Rey Mysterio, a guy no stranger to any of the wrestling lines, going back, multiple decades at this point. But Rey Mysterio, in my opinion, still to this day, his most famous gear ever. His match against Eddie Guerrero is an all-timer. We've had this gear many a times. We're getting it in ultimate form right now. We had it in the WCW Ruthless Aggression line. We had it in the Jakks Classic Superstars Deluxe Aggression line. We had a traditional Elite version of this as well. We might have even had another one along the way. But man, this is a look for Rey that'll never be forgotten and really put Rey Mysterio on the map for a lot of people. So a very, very iconic version of Rey. I think a lot of people are going to want to dive into this one here, myself included. Looks very, very nice. And round outing the Ultimate Editions here, Steve Ozier's showed this on social media over the last couple of weeks. Now we're getting the official images here. It is the Royal Rumble HBK Shawn Michaels. I believe an Amazon exclusive. They're going to have pay-per-view series Ultimates as an Amazon exclusive next year. This HBK looks really, really good. I really like the looks of this one, so can't wait to dive into that one. Not sure if that'll hit this year. I think it's supposed to hit January of next year. We'll see what happens there, but a very good Shawn Michaels. 3 really good Ultimates right there, and that is right on top of the 3 Ultimates we unboxed on the channel this week with Tiffany Stratton, Uncle Howdy, and Eddie Guerrero. All 3 really good Ultimates as well. So we'll see what happens there. Diving back over to the main event, or dive into the main event series. Greatest hits, kind of easy to look past these ones a little bit. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, and of course, the AAA champion, Dominic Mysterio. Not really for the collectors. This is for the average kid out there that's just looking for these guys. That's what these are based on here. But we'll see those in the future. Greatest hits, main event style figures. But look good. Look good for what they are, but not needed in my collection. But some that are needed in my collection, part of the main event line, is next year's WrestleMania series. Have to imagine with the WrestleMania Elite shipping soon, we're going to see the main event shipping soon as well. But we got Brutus, the Barber, the Beefcake. Very excited for this version of Brother Brudai, throwing it way back to early WrestleManias. Not as glitz and glamour of Cut and Strut and Brutus, a little bit before some of that. We got Jade Cargill, and I do not remember her having the face paint down the middle of her face. I don't know why I can't picture that. I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's Jade, I remember, but I just don't remember that for whatever reason. Obviously, I forgot about it, but we got her coming a part of that as well. Part of the WrestleMania line that looks really good. We got the Uso brothers, Jimmy and Jay Uso. How about that? No strangers to the line once again, but very cool to get their main event style figures. I like that the Jay Uso comes with removable shades on this one. You can maybe take those shades and use it on a different Jay Uso that we maybe missed out on some shades of once upon a time. So cool to be able to do that. That's a cheap way to get some of those shades if need be. But those look really, really good. And another one I'm excited for here. A lot of people didn't like the Monday Night Wars version we just recently unboxed on the channel. Check it out. It is the Underbiker, the Undertaker, of course, Monday Night Wars. We're getting the Underbiker, again, part of WrestleMania, but it looks like they're reusing that same head sculpt from the Monday Night Wars. And that's what some people didn't like. They didn't like the molded on do-rag over the head, didn't like the mold-on glasses. I like that. I thought it was a good look, and I thought it made the figure actually better than it would be. Sometimes you get those glasses with the long hair and then the headdress or the headband on top. It just doesn't fit right. It looks clunky. It looks big. I like how they went here. We got enough Undertakers without glasses and glasses to use. This is something different, and it really works for me personally. So I'm very excited for that Undertaker. So I'll probably pick up, I think I'm going to pick up that whole WrestleMania wave. I might pass on the Usos is probably my plan, but Brutus a must-have, Taker a must-have, and I may get the Jay just because it is so different, so specific. I do think that looks really good. And I'm passing on the main event greatest hits, but you know I'm all in on all elites and all ultimates. I'm all in on those. And speaking of main events, how about a main event ring? Of course, this could be at Kohl's. A lot of times, a lot of these deluxe packs are sold there. Kohl's department store, I guess we'll call it. Use your Kohl's cash, of course. But it is the main event ring, and it will come with Cody and Roman. It's like a bloodline ring, kind of, is what it looks like. But this is a great present for a kid for, you know, Easter, or their birthday, Christmas. Hey, here's a ring. Here's 2 figures. That's the start of a wrestling figure collection, and they need to have these available at all time, preferably at Walmart, Target, Ringside, Amazon, everywhere, because every day there's a new kid starting his wrestling fandom, and this is a good way to kick it off. Nothing worse if you're like a kid like me, you got Outback Jack. You didn't have anybody to square off with Outback Jack. You didn't have a ring. You didn't have anything. You just had a beautiful Outback Jack. Nobody wants just a Roman. Nobody wants just a Cody. You need both of them. You need a ring to play in there. So great for kids if you ask me on that one there. So that is it, though. That is the reveals. Came out of left field, at least for me personally. A lot of cool stuff. Now, we knew about all this stuff, but it's cool to get the glamour shots. And we always say it here on the channel. Once we see the glamour shots, we're about a month to 2 months, sometimes even quicker than that, turnaround to getting these figures like the WrestleMania Elites. So be on the lookout for these from Ringside very, very soon. I'm here for it. More wrestling figures, the better, you know, of this channel here. But what's your thoughts on these reveals? What are you extra excited for? What are you picking up out of this? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you. It's true. There's more content, Todd McFarlane, over on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. Plenty of stuff to keep you busy if that is your thing. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which of course, conveniently enough, the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, videocast on YouTube. So for a little September 2025 Mattel reveals, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?